is correlation between natural disasters and championships going back throughout history. As you see in the photo here, 2001, 9/11, Patriots went on to win the Super Bowl. 2005, Katrina hits New Orleans. Saints go on to win the Super Bowl. 2012, Hurricane Sandy happens, and then the New York Giants go on and have a huge upset in the Super Bowl. 2017, Hurricane Harvey hits. Astros go and win the World Series. There is something about just becoming a symbol of unity, of hope, kind of uplifting a community during tragedy and hardship. When you have more than just yourself to worry about, and I'm trying not to get too corny here, but I'm being dead serious. I could see it already in their faces that they do have at least a little bit of like, hey, man, this is more than just us. And then the universe kind of gets on your side. Next thing you know, you're sacking people 9 times like you weren't supposed to. You got fans being bussed in. You got them going crazy. You got all sorts of stuff going on. It makes me wonder if there's a little bit of that in the air, a la the Patriots 2001, a la the Saints 2005, a la Hurricane Sandy, and the Giants 2012, a la the Hurricane Harvey Astros win in 2017. Are they a team of destiny? I don't know, but I like the thought. I like the sentiment. For me, yeah.
Playoffs?
We're talking playoffs.
You kidding me? Playoffs?
Oh, we're talking playoffs, baby. We are down to the divisional round, and I'm going to keep it in the LA theme here. But let me start off with the matchups we already know. We're down to, again, the final 8 here. We got Washington taking on Detroit. That's going to be a very interesting matchup with Daniels looking like now the clear rookie favorite and better quarterback so far than Caleb Williams, who was supposed to be the surefire number 1. We'll see how that game goes. 6 fourth-quarter comebacks already for that rookie. He is poised. He is clutch. I love me some Jaden Daniels. Texans have to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Good freaking luck with that. Baltimore-Buffalo is also going to be a very good game, and one I think that is easily the most looked forward to because we expect a lot out of the battles of the MVPs with Josh Allen and, of course, Lamar Jackson there. But I want to talk about, again, keeping this tied to Los Angeles and everything else. Look at the Los Angeles Rams. Yeah, I'm never going to stop playing this song. Never going to stop doing it because I enjoy it too much. But Rams last night, Minnesota Vikings were a good team. Minnesota Vikings had a very good offense, and they kicked the shit out of the Minnesota Vikings last night, 27-9, and it wasn't even really that close. They'll face the Eagles in the divisional round, and the playoff game itself was supposed to be walking distance to me at SoFi. Of course, they had to move it because of everything going on, and, I mean, they used it. They not only, like I said, and I'll tell you again, I'll tell you now, and I'll tell you later, I said from Jump Street, if the Rams make the playoffs, watch out because of their injuries. I thought they were a very good team that was heavily underrated. But, I mean, you saw them out last night. They bussed all sorts of fans. They had a bunch of buses. They bussed as many fans as they could out to Arizona for the game there. The players are wearing the shirts for the firefighters and everything else, and their defense shut the Vikings down. Defensive Rookie of the Year candidate Verse recovers the fumble. He runs it back for a touchdown in the second quarter. They had 9 freaking sacks on poor Sam Darnold last night, tying an NFL record. It's their first playoff victory since winning their Super Bowl back in 2021. And again, came, and they talked about it afterwards, from the players are wearing the fire department hats and shirts in honor of the first responders. And they even said afterwards, like, look, this is more than just us now. We're doing this we're feeling the city. We're feeling the need to inspire some people here. But like I said before, and I'll say it again, the Rams are just a good team on their own. I told y'all this shit before.
Man, I'm tired of being right.
I'm right to the point of boredom. I'm going to start bringing some receipts today. Corey, if you can play this here for me. I said this a month ago, way before the playoffs started. Hit it for me. I am being dead serious. In the NFC, if the LA Rams end up threatening the Detroit Lions and are probably the biggest threat in the NFC now, do not be surprised that anyone told you that. And so underneath the Lions, I got to put the Rams right there. I think the Rams are actually the best threat. I think they're the best threat in the NFC because now with a healthy Matt Stafford, who looks much better, but also Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp, the 2 best wide receiving tandem arguably in the league right now, they are 6-2 in their past 8 games. They just got that big win against the Buffalo Bills. That was a phenomenal game, especially, man, Puka was an absolute stud. And in the the past 4 weeks, speaking of health, the LA Rams have only had to use 6 offensive linemen in the past 4 weeks. To give you an idea, they have been so depleted, they had to use 11 in the first 10 weeks. They are now 7-6, which doesn't seem that great, but in their division, NFC West, they're doing just fine. They're only 1 game back. They still get to play San Francisco, and they still get to play Seattle. So they control their own fate. They look phenomenal, and they are healthy right at the end of the season at the right time. Go Rams. I really think they're going to be an absolute problem. And as of right now, I'll say more than Philly. If you told me right now the 10-1 Philly or the LA Rams, I'm going with the Rams. They at least seem to get along. Good at what I do.
You're psychic. You can predict the future.
You'll learn I'm good at what I do, but I tried to tell y'all, and man, look at the Rams now, 11-7 after starting 1-4. To give you an idea, only 15 teams ever in NFL history have started 1-4 and made the playoffs. They only had a 5.9% chance of making the playoffs after their 1-4 start. But anybody with eyeballs should have been able to see that, dude, they were unhealthy, but this is a team that had everything that they needed. And now that Matt Stafford was healthy, as you saw last night, 19-27, 209 yards, 2 touchdowns, completed 12 passes for 113 yards, and his 2 touchdowns to actually running backs and tight ends. So he started spreading the love a little bit more. This wasn't just the Puka and Kupp show here, or Robinson, who's also become a very good receiver for them, and all their health issues and stuff. Now, because of when Kupp and Puka were sitting down, he's learning now how to utilize more of his weapons. So now they got weapons all over the place, including Williams and, again, Robinson and Kupp and Puka and everybody else. Their defense now is really, I mean, dude, I cannot express enough. Minnesota was not a bad team. To sack anybody in the playoffs 9 times is not just tying the NFL playoff record, but the 6 times in the first half, the last time that was even seen in a playoff game was 1988. So the Eagles are next, and that's going to be their biggest challenge, because I think both Washington and Detroit, as much as I love Detroit and I love Dan Campbell, are vulnerable due to all of their injuries. So I think this is their biggest one as far as making a hurdle to get into the Super Bowl, most likely get their ass kicked by the Chiefs. But I'm still going with this kind of team of destiny thing here, and I'm not even being dramatic or I'm not even being silly. If you can hit the next picture here for me, are the Rams kind of a team of destiny here? I mean, I don't want to get dramatic or goofy, but it is different when you have to play for something more than just yourself, and there's correlation between natural disasters and championships going back throughout history, as you see in the photo here. 2001, 9/11, Patriots went on to win the Super Bowl. 2005, Katrina hits New Orleans. Saints go on to win the Super Bowl. 2012, Hurricane Sandy happens, and then the New York Giants go on and have a huge upset in the Super Bowl. 2017, Hurricane Harvey hits. Astros go and win the World Series. Honorable mentions include 2001 Yankees. They actually made the World Series that year. And the 2017 Vegas Knights, that was a natural disaster, but after that horrible shooting, they went on in their first year to actually make it all the way to the Stanley Cup. There is something about just becoming a symbol of unity, of hope, kind of uplifting a community during tragedy and hardship. When you have more than just yourself to worry about, and I'm trying not to get too corny here, but I'm being dead serious. I could see it already in their faces that they do have at least a little bit of like, hey, man, this is more than just us. And then the universe kind of gets on your side. Next thing you know, you're sacking people 9 times like you weren't supposed to, and you're beating teams just as bad as they could be expected. You got fans being bussed in. You got them going crazy. You got all sorts of stuff going on. It makes me wonder if there's a little bit of that in the air, a la the Patriots 2001, a la the Saints 2005, a la Hurricane Sandy and the Giants 2012, a la the Hurricane Harvey Astros win in 2017. Are they a team of destiny? I don't know, but I like the thought. I like the sentiment. So go Rams, go kick some ass. I hope you do your thing. And again, who deserves it more than a Philly fan? Oh my God, Philadelphia fans, y'all can keep trying to tell me you're not the worst. You're the worst. And one of the worst things I always hear with Philadelphia fans is like, it's kind of this, oh, well, I'm not the asshole, so therefore I can't admit that the entire fan base are the biggest assholes on the planet. Philly, you got to give it to yourself. We just had another one, the TikTok guy going viral, calling some poor lady a see you next Tuesday at the Packers game and just cussing her out, and finally he got busted for it. But dude, that is par for the course. That dude was very comfortable saying that. So combine that with Philly fans can be some big old jerks. I say go Rams, kick some ass. Team of destiny, baby. Plus, again, Detroit's hurt. So even after they get past Washington, I think there's a very good chance they could beat Detroit. Now, this all might be a moot point, as hit me with the picture here one more time, because in the end, I don't tell anybody, Kansas City Chiefs are going to win. I've said this before. I'll say it again.
We're going to win. We're going
Kansas City Chiefs are going to win the whole damn thing until I am proven otherwise. It's boring. It sucks. This is something that comes with, certain eras and periods of time. Taylor's going to be celebrating with Travis. You're all going to roll your eyes as Mahomes is once again holding up his third straight Super Bowl trophy. I just don't see anything otherwise other than, again, maybe some universal, Giants upsetting the Patriots kind of level of an upset there. Because, dude, they're 15-2, but let's keep it a buck. They're 15-1. Mahomes, his last 5 games was 8 touchdowns, no interceptions. Running backs like Hunt has really started to come out and show himself as a positive. Then you added also Worthy, Brown, Kelsey's back to form. DeAndre Hopkins is like a 4th option. They're better than the team that won last year by a long shot. We already know Patrick Mahomes is the toughest quarterback to beat, at least statistically in NFL history. His regular season winning percentage far trumps Brady's now. He is 15-3 in the playoffs. That winning percentage is .833, also number 1. And, the other AFC teams, yes, every year I keep hearing about it's your turn. It's Baltimore's turn. It's Buffalo's turn. This year we're going to beat the Chiefs. Well, you've never done it, not as long as Mahomes has been there. Matter of fact, Brady and I think Burrow, the only two that ever actually gotten past Patrick Mahomes in his prime. This is a better team with an insane defense, by the way. I forgot to mention that. Their defense is top 10, not just in yards per game allowed, but they are 4th. The Kansas City Chiefs defense is 4th in points, allowing only 19.2. So their defense is strong. They've got a bunch of wide receivers they didn't have last year. Their running game's better. Kelsey looks back to form. They're 15-1. They got home field. They've won 2 in a row before. And yes, it sucks. And so many games were close. There were so many close games. Y'all will find out throughout your lives that winning is not something that you just earn. It's something that you learn. Great franchises learn how to win as much as they earn it. It sucks. We all get tired of dynasties. I remember the Patriots did it forever. We got tired of them, and maybe there's a little bit of a hangover because that one just happened. Brady just won his last Super Bowl a few years ago. But I don't get bet against the Patriots when they had Brady. I don't get bet against the Chiefs now. I didn't bet against the Bulls when they had Jordan. I did bet against the Yankees when they were doing their thing in the early, late 90s, 2000s. I didn't bet against the Lakers with Kobe and Shaq. I didn't bet against the UConn women's of the 2000s, Alabama football 2009-ish. Do you get what I'm saying? They're kind of in that era. They're probably going to win. It's all kind of a moot point. They've kind of made the most exciting sport in America boring.
We're gonna win. We're gonna win.
Taylor is going to be out there probably singing some goddamn song to Travis. He might propose, and that'll be a whole nother headache of things I won't explain right now that I might have to deal with. But that's probably going to happen, so we probably should let it go.